Russia were fighting, and what happened in 1989, 1990? The Berlin Wall fell. The Berlin Wall was a wall that was separating East and West Berlin. And it was seen as the last division between communism and capitalism. Okay? So the Berlin Wall fell, the USSR, Soviet Russia, disintegrated into Russia and many other countries. And it seemed like the US came out ahead. Again, there was a lot of money because the US had won the war. It had sold a lot of weapons. There was a lot of things going on. So there was a lot of money going on. And the US realized, war is really interesting. It gives us a lot of money. It helps us a lot. So what did the US do? It started a lot of different wars, and it helped in many different wars during the 1990s and 1980s, early 2000s. And then one big thing happened in 2001. Do you know what that was? The Twin Towers. The World Trade Center. Let's go back, see, to 9/11. 9/11 means September, which is the 9th month, the 11th day. So 9/11 happened, in which planes crashed into the Twin Towers in New York, into the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and another plane crashed because people took over the plane. Who did this? It's very unclear, but it was a terrorist attack against the United States by countries that had been in war that the US had caused. So Osama bin Laden and Afghanistan and Al-Qaeda and a lot of these groups in the Middle East were very angry at the United States because it had continued to do a lot of war in their area. So they did this terrorist attack. What happened after this terrorist attack? The United States went to war. They declared a war on terror. It was a war against Afghanistan and Iraq, and those wars continue even today. They're still at war. The US has not taken all the troops out of those places. So this was in 2001, 2002. It's been almost 20 years of war that the US has been in. Why does it continue? Well, it says that the war on terror has not been won, but it's also because of money, right? War has been good for the United States economy. So that is one thing that happened. The wars. But all of this war also came with a lot of spending money. So yes, there was a lot of getting money from being in war, but also spending money. And people at home in the United States were spending more and more money buying houses and doing different things. And then came the great crash of 2007, 2008. The Great Recession. That was also felt all around the world. The big economic crash of 2007, 2008. Started in the US again. What happened there? Well, President Bush, who had declared the wars in the Middle East, was seen as like the war president. But a new candidate was running for president, and that was Barack Obama. And he was seen as the peace president, the president who would end all of the wars and make things good in the United States. Did that happen? Not necessarily. But he was the first black president in the United States history. And as we saw with slavery, with the Civil War, with civil rights movement, that is a big thing because black people were not treated very well in the United States. So to elect the first black president, that was a big thing. But the economy was not very good. And a lot of people felt like the government had not helped them. And there were still those same racial tensions between white people and black people, between the police and black people. And have you seen protests going on in the United States in these past few years? What are those protests called? Do you know? Black Lives Matter. That is a continuation of the civil rights movement. Okay? So we don't have much more time to go into this, but I will put this